Hello. Thought I'd share another story real quick. Well, it's going to take a few minutes. This one actually involves a demon possessed woman. It's happened years and years ago. Of course, then the rest of the story involves a true miracle that I actually saw when I was really young. I was probably approximately 12 years old, and we were at church one day. And of course, being kids, we stayed in the back of the church most of the time, kind of stayed back out of the way. And the older people, the adults were actually up front. Found out later when after all this happened that there was actually a lady going that was at church that day that actually was demon possessed, and they were trying to cast out the demon. So in the middle of all that occurring, of course, like I said, the younger were in the back, most of us. In the middle of all that taking place, kind of heard a big uproar, and then this lady that was demon possessed actually rushed from the up front of the church out past us, out the door. And in the church, it's kind of hard to describe, but there's like a little foyer, and then you go outside, and it's actually you go out to the street from the back part of the church, and there's a sidewalk that goes out. I talk with my hands. I'm sitting here using my hands, but you go out the sidewalk, and then there's a road, and then when you go out the door to the right, there's our gravel parking lot was out there, and she ran past us, and of course, being kids, were wondering what was going on, so we kind of rushed outside to see what was going on with her. And I remember I don't remember who else was there, but I went right outside the door, just a few feet, just right outside it. And there's a brother and sister. They were like, quite a few years younger than me, if I can talk right here. And they were out a little farther. He was out a little bit to my left, facing out the door, and she was actually toward the parking lot, where the lady had ran. And when we got there, we heard her get in her car, and she started it. And of course, all the excitement, we didn't know what was happening or anything. And then we thought she was just going to leave or whatever, and she just started the engine, and being the gravel parking lot like it was, she just floored it. I mean, you could tell, that she just floored the gas pedal. And of course, gravel was flying. Of course, we were standing there just in shock, not really sure what was happening. And she came out of the parking lot and circled around toward the church. I guess the intent of literally ramming into the church and damaging the church, killing us, or I don't know who knows what. And she was just turn the half circle kind of thing, and come straight at the door where I was standing, and the little girl, the sister, was in front of me between where the car was coming at. And of course, it was happening so fast, and I was just standing there in shock too, because I had no idea what was going on at the time. And she was coming straight at us, and of course, she was moving by the time she just come out of the parking lot and came toward us. And then about the time she would have actually hit us, and I didn't realize it actually until a little bit later, that the little girl was directly in the path of where the car was heading, like straight, basically toward me, but she was between us. And the car stopped. I'd say probably 3 foot, 4 foot, something like that, in front of me. Just stopped, just instantly, just stopped right there. She didn't hit the brakes or anything. It just stopped. it was amazing. Of course, I'm sure my eyes were just huge, and my just in shock, not sure what was going on, just actually scared to death. And the main thing that actually happened, that the car stopping like it did, was one of the main things. The other thing is the little girl, where she had been standing. I actually saw this happen, but I couldn't. I saw it, but I didn't see it. The explanation for that is, at 1 second, the girl was standing where she had been frozen, in fear, and the next, literally a split second later, she was over to my right, away from the car, about 8-10 foot, and she didn't move. She was just standing there frozen, and then she just moved from one spot to the other, and that was the main miracle, because I didn't realize it till later. I didn't really catch it. I didn't really see that, because I was in shock too, from the car being right in front of me in the door, with this lady in it. And she was just, of course, like I said, she was demon possessed. She was just trying to drive into the church and kill people, basically, is what I think she intended. And the girl just, I guess you call it, modern thing would be teleport. She just moved from one spot to the other instantly. And where the car stopped, if she would have been about where the lady was sitting in the car, it would literally been on right on top of the little girl. And so, the car stopping was a miracle. The girl, I call it teleport, whatever. God just moved her just instantly, just in a literally blink of an eye, moved her out of the harm's way and saved a lot of people's lives. It was just an amazing miracle. And of course, I'll finish the story a little bit, let you know the adults came out, got the lady, and found out later they took. Of course, everybody was just really really upset, really terrified, from all this. The young people, but they got the lady and actually got the demon cast out. The lady was delivered from that. Now this is, like I said, years ago. I was like 12 years old, so you're talking, 45 or more years ago, so a long time ago. But I just want to share that because it's such a testimony of what God can do and has done, and He can do again. So I hope that's been a blessing to you, and just want to share that. God bless you.